it's Sky here, and today we're going to be doing a review for a company called Winnie's Picks. So they emailed me way back in September of last year asking if I wanted to do a collaboration with them, and I was super excited to. So I ordered a painting off of their website and they sent it to me free of charge, and that was shortly after I started working, so things were a little bit crazy in my life. And I think I picked out one that is a little bit more than I could handle. So the one that I picked out is called An Italian Evening, and it is definitely more of, I'd say, like an intermediate or even like expert level type paint by number. So I'm actually kind of glad this happened, because I can tell you guys, if you do feel like ordering it, definitely maybe go for a beginner's one for your first painting and kind of work your way into a harder one, because I found this one extremely overwhelming, mostly just because I have extreme time restraints with working now and everything, and I work shifts, so I usually don't ever have a set schedule, so it's really hard to kind of pin down some time to do things like this. So I did purchase a new painting off of their website after making them wait forever, which I'm so sorry about because of my email getting hacked and all of that fun stuff that happened. So now that we're back into it, and I'm super excited to be back into it, this arrived yesterday after I seen it after I got home from work, and it took everything in me not to open it right then and there, but I wanted to wait. So here we go. Alright, so we're in Google. Let's just type in Winnie's Picks here. And it's the first one that pops up, so we'll click on that. So then here is their website at first glance. I'll give it a second to load here. My internet down here is a little bit slow. So they do have different price categories, since most of you in the US will stay with that. So they've got their home, they've got different categories that you can search by. They do custom paint by numbers as well. They've got their blog where you can check out different things, and then they also have their FAQs, reviews, an option to contact, and then about them, so you can learn some more about them. So scrolling down their initial homepage here, they list their bestsellers, which of course one of being their custom paint by number, so you can send them a picture of anything that you would want to paint and they will turn it into a paint by number for you, which is pretty awesome, I must say. And then they've got tons of awesome ones. And you can go in to see all. They do have shop by collection, so they've got them kind of sorted into animals, beginners, framed. They've got ones that are on sale, and they've got all paint by numbers. Here they give you a little bit of information how you can get your own custom paint by number. And then if you scroll down a little bit further, they've got some reviews, blog posts, how-tos, kind of what they recommend. And then yeah, they've got some more information down here. So let's go into the beginners. So they tell you what they include. You get your acrylic paint set, 4 brushes, a numbered canvas, a chart to control the numbers, and a picture of the finished paintings. So kind of like a reference thing. So it says they ship from the US, premium paint in large quantity. They've got their checkout is secure, and you can return within 30 days, which is awesome. So a lot of these will be sold out just because of all this COVID-19 stuff. They probably had a high demand with everybody staying at home. But there are tons of gorgeous ones. I thought about this one. It's beautiful. And I definitely plan on getting some more in the future. I absolutely love the koi fish too. They've got so many beautiful options. So that's it for the beginners. One nice thing is if you want to go back to their home, you can just click on their logo right here and it'll take you back to their home page. So let's just go into categories here, and let's see, they've got easy kits. Would that still be the beginners? Yeah, okay, so easy is the beginners. You can get paintings with a frame. It changes the price a little bit. So I guess these are the paintings that you can get framed. This one's so cute. Their prices are actually really good, even with being in Canadian, so you can see most of these are like $24.95. If we switch to Canadian, see, for me it's still not even that bad. It's around like $35, which really is a really good price, especially since it's such a huge canvas. Let's go back to US. Their custom one, of course, is a little bit more because that's a little bit more work for them to do. I love this one. And then, of course, these being framed, I think they would be a little bit more as well, but I'm not sure. And then they've got their blog with tutorials and stuff. And then don't know what I did here. I broke the more button. Oh, there we go. So let's go into customer reviews. Let's just see what people have to say. So yeah, they've got some really high reviews here. There's not even any 1 or 2 stars. There's only 3 stars, and the rest are 4 stars and higher. And I definitely have to say that that is probably fairly accurate because these are amazing. So I'm sure you guys are all dying to dive on into this, so I think that's enough for the store, and let's jump into the actual review. So this is how it came packaged. So we're just gonna open this part here very carefully. Alright. So they come wrapped in these tubes, which are super sturdy, and I love this because this can be reusable for other things as well. So I really like how they package things. So this is the painting that I got, so it actually shows you a little what's inside thing here. So of course I had to go with a kitty, and I feel like this is probably what I should have done in the get-go because, you know, I love cats. You guys are always talking about how much you love my cats. This is a little bit more simple, and I see this picture everywhere, like on Instagram, on those ads you get, and I love it. It's beautiful. So probably should have went with this one to begin with, but like I said, I'm kind of glad about the little incident because I can kind of forewarn you guys, maybe take it easy your first go around and yeah, work your way into it. So we pull off that little cover there, and then we can open that up. Let's focus a little bit more on the packaging here. So it tells you what it contains here. So it says contains acrylic paint set, pre-printed canvas, paintbrushes, instructions, and chart. They're made in China. And then we've got all these really cute prints around the outside, and then on the lid of it, it's got some more prints, and then it actually has their company name on here, which I love. It's super classy and just beautiful, looks elegant. I like that. So let's unroll this, and it's upside down. Let's flip it over and then unroll it. So here we've got our print. So I already like these spaces way more. Let's just let's steal this one for a second and put it next to here. So we can already see the difference in spaces. This looks like something that I could finish probably in like a month and a half. Maybe less if I like really got into it. This one, I feel like it'd probably take me a year. And the spaces are so tiny that I think I struggled with that as well, because I lack patience lately. Back when I had a lot of time on my hands, something like that would have been definitely doable because, you know, I had the time. And now that I don't really have a lot of free times, I find that my patience is just not where I would like it to be. So we've got the canvas there, and then they also include just a piece of paper here. So it says, "Welcome to the wonderful, colored, and fascinating world of paint by numbers. If you're looking for a relaxing hobby, you just found it. We hope you take pleasure in painting and that you use your art as a personal decor for your house or as a unique gift for someone special." So it says that you can share your painting and earn $100 by sending us pictures at their email there. It says each month one lucky participant will be picked at random and receive a $100 coupon valid for their website. And then they also have a few ways that you can leave reviews. They've got all of their contact info right there. I was trying to say details and info at the same time. It didn't work out right. And then they also have the paint by number instructions. So it says, afraid of making a mess of your first paint by numbers? Here are some tips to help you make the most out of your first paint by numbers. So that's awesome. They include some tips to kind of help you from getting overwhelmed. So the first one is take your time, enjoy, and relax. That one's definitely important. 2 is clear a flat area to start and make sure there's good light. 3, get a cup of water, ideally warm, with mild soap and paper towels to clean your brushes. Clean them when they start to get all gunked up or when you change to a new color. That is really important. If you don't clean your brush when it starts to get all gunky at the tip, it can wreck your brushes, and then they don't quite paint the same. 4 says paint dries fast, so make sure the tops are completely closed when you're done with them to prevent drying. Also extremely important. And I do have to say, I've had the other paint by numbers since, like I said, around September, maybe November, I'm not sure when it showed up, and the paint is still really good. None of them are dried out. They were completely closed and they are still awesome. So they do last quite a long time. 5 says use enough paint as to cover the numbers and lines. 6, if the paint is too thick, mix it up with a drop of water, I think that's supposed to say, or some flow improver. Toothpicks work well for mixing as well as filling in very small areas of the canvas. If you do use anything to thin your paint, make sure you're doing it like one tiny drop at a time, because it's very easy to thin, but not so easy to get it back to a thicker consistency. And then 7 says start wherever you want. If you're right-handed, we suggest starting on the left to avoid putting your hand/arm into the fresh paint. And then they also have more techniques and then tips and tutorials and such on their website there. So a good little piece of paper with some really helpful tricks and tips there. And then here, I like how they also send this. They send a piece of paper with the image on it as well. I'm not sure what the purpose is for this, but I do like that. Especially because, as you've seen with the other one, I kind of swatched my paint on the outsides of this so I could see what it looked like and such. So yeah, that's really nice. They've also got this little card here. It says thank you so much for your order, and it's super cute. It matches their kind of theme for their packaging, so I really like that. And then it says enjoy $10 off your next purchase with the code, and then they have a code. And then they also have their information here, so you can share your paintings and such. And then they also have just another little image of what the picture should look like when you're done, or what the painting should look like when you're done painting it, so you can kind of go by that. So that's really nice. And then we've got the paints and the paint brushes, and they do include a couple little hanging mechanisms there with some screws. So they send 4 paint brushes. We've got a flat one and then a few rounds, and these are kind of like liners. The paint brushes they sent were really good. However, I'll probably end up using my own because I'm really picky and I have my own, so why not? For the review purpose, though, I will use these a little bit to tell you how I think of them. But yeah, for the most part, after just the initial kind of reviewing part, I'll probably skip to my own brushes. So here's the paints. So they've got them numbered. So this is already, what's going on here? Oh, interesting. So I have some duplicates here. I don't think I had duplicates in the last set that I had. Okay, so I think the first thing I'm going to do is swatch the colors like I did on my last painting that I started there, so you can kind of see what the colors look like. So I'll probably just speed swatch those, and then we'll be back. so there's our colors swatched out. So you can tell I'm very bad at spacing things out. Those are even. Okay, so we have duplicates of these two colors here. One thing I noticed, the blue and the orange, they don't include a lot of that. Like, it's not actually full. But looking on here, there's hardly anything for orange or light blue, so that should not be a problem. Just want to put this out there. Another reason that I swatched the colors on the sides here is if I do run out of one of these, since I kind of am a painter, I use that term very loosely because I'm not like a professional or anything, but now I have these swatches, so if I run out of paint, I can use my own paints to try and mix and try and achieve this color. I've got a swatch of that color easily. I can, you know, check it and try and get a close match. So I think we're ready to start painting. I'm just trying to decide on whether I want to tape this down to my desk or not. I'm not really sure. Just by swatching though, I'm going to talk a little bit about the brushes. I can't speak for the little line ones yet because I just used the flat brush to swatch. I do not like that the, would you still call this a barrel? I'm not sure. I don't like that this part is made out of wood, just because this is my water here, so it wouldn't be so bad if I didn't have it quite as full, but when I rinse this off, the water comes up to about here, and then my hand's back down here, and the wood stays wet, so it's just a little bit annoying. Not a huge deal. Like I said, I'd probably use my own brushes anyways, but I think it would be nice, even if they just put like some kind of coating, like cheap coating on the wood, just to make it a little bit water resistant would be nice. I'm just being really nitpicky though. It's not really a huge deal. Like I said, you could just try and make sure that your water doesn't come up past this part of the brush, and it would be totally fine. So, I'm not sure how everybody else likes to do paint by numbers. I know some people usually like starting in a corner and just kind of like working on the entire picture. I'm one of those weird people. I like to start with paint number 1 and paint in all the number 1s. I don't know why. I'm OCD, so that's how I'm gonna do it, and I'm sorry if that bothers you. If it's going to bother you, I would stop watching now. But hopefully it doesn't. I don't know, I have a paint by number app on my phone, or color by number or whatever, and that's how I do it. So I'm just going to continue doing it that way. And another thing, opening the paints, if you have troubles with your hands, it might be a little bit difficult for you because these are a little bit hard to open, which is not a bad thing because I feel like that means that the seal on them is really good and you really want that. So that's kind of another reason why I'm just going to start with one number at a time and try and finish it. That way I'm not having to constantly open all of these, because I do have some kind of issue with my hands. I'm not like diagnosed with anything yet. I've never really gone to the doctor about it. I just kind of deal with it. It's kind of an off and on thing, but yeah, constantly opening those is going to kill my hands, so I'm just going to skip that for now. I also apologize that the lighting is not very adequate. It's not where I would like it to be. It's pretty overcast today. So of course my camera doesn't catch it all, but I've kind of got it taped to this little styrofoam little work plate that I have here. Constantly check the time because I do work today, so still got a couple hours before I have to start getting ready. There you go. Hey, stop trying to dump your water, you brat. Okay. So hopefully this will be okay. Actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to full on move my desk out a little bit so I don't have to have this hanging off the end. We'll get this figured here, I promise. Okay, a little bit better, I think. Hopefully, I don't know. It'll have to do. We'll do the best with what we got. Oh, it's already lifting. Why? Stay. Okay, let's get started. So, starting with number 1. can use this as a reference. That's another thing. This would be really nice because now I can really see where these colors are. So number one I'm going to assume is this color. So the first area is kind of right here. I'm going to try with this flat brush. Let's see how it works. I'm going to use the paint pretty thick, mostly because I'm not scared if I run out, I can mix my own. Well, I'll try not to do that because if I don't know if the art stores are open yet, so if I run out and don't have the right colors, I'll have to put this on hold, and I don't want to do that. I do feel like I've got quite a bit good control with this brush, so I've got no complaints about it quite yet. So I should make sure I'm in frame, eh? We're not bad. I should be able to lift this up a little bit here. There we go. I also apologize if my head gets in the way. The lines that they have for this are very faint, which is good because you don't want to have to put layer upon layer to get rid of dark lines, but at the same time, makes it a little bit tedious, so you kind of want to be a little bit more up close to make sure you're not going too much out of the lines. A little bit won't hurt, but... Hello, Miss Miko, stop biting your mom's tail. I do like the lines that you can get with this brush, though. It's really nice. Oh, ladies. Don't mind the cats. Apparently it's fight night. Well, it's not even night, it's morning. Yeah, I think I'm feeling a lot more relaxed with this one, having some bigger spaces. I gotta be honest, I did not like the small spaces on the last one. Like I said, again, that's like a patience thing. If you love working with small spaces like that and like building something up, then that would be right up your alley, but me these days, not so much. I'm finding even the little bit that I've colored lately, I'm kind of liking the more simple pages lately. Okay, the brush is getting a little bit gunky here, so we're gonna clean it off. Pat as much of the water out as we can, and then dive right back in. It's really thick. I haven't decided if it's too thick or not yet. It's giving me some really good coverage. I don't think I'll have to go over this again. Maybe some like small parts where it's just slightly patchy, but for the most part it's covering really good. I'm missing this line here though. Oh. I feel like I'm a lot more confident with this one. The larger spaces definitely help, and it also helps my accomplishment feeling. Like, coloring one large space for some reason seems a lot more satisfying than coloring like 10 small spaces that take forever. right, so this is how it turned out. I have to say, I absolutely love this. It took me about 10 hours to paint, which really isn't that bad. And what I tried to do was I tried to just go in with a single layer of paint and kind of see where that took me. And then I did touch up some of the really bad areas that definitely needed it. And then for the most part, I left everything else. So from a distance, it looks pretty good, except for in here. That probably definitely could have used a second layer. But when we actually get close up, don't know if it'll show. Let's try and find, like this pink, for example. It is kind of splotchy, but from a distance, you can't even notice it. I personally, since I do want to hang this up somewhere, I probably will go over some of these areas again, just where they need it. But I wanted to show you guys how opaque the paints are, and they were really good. Except for, which one was it? I want to say it was this green here. Can't remember. I think it was number 6. I definitely fought with one of the greens quite a bit, and then the darker red, I fought with that one quite a bit too. I felt that they didn't give very much coverage, which was crazy because, let's see, yeah, it was this green, so it was number 6, and then I switched to this yellow, which was number 7, and this yellow was insanely opaque, and I thought for sure I'd have troubles with this because it's such a light color, but yeah, I didn't struggle with that one at all. I actually found the consistency was amazing. It was super easy to mix a little bit of water with to get kind of like a frosting consistency, and it was just, oh, it laid down so beautifully. I am obsessed with this. I wish all of their paints were like that, but yeah, there was a couple that weren't. Like I said, the green, the red, the navy blue wasn't too bad, but I also found that that didn't give quite as much coverage as I would have thought too for being a darker color. The black was pretty good. I think actually the darker colors probably didn't seem as good because you can kind of notice all the white showing through because they're so dark, and then the lighter colors, since they're light, it doesn't contrast as much, so you don't notice it. So I think that's kind of the flaw there, but I am extremely happy with this. I had such a fun time doing this. I cannot wait to find a frame for it. And I'm not quite sure where I'm going to put it yet. I don't really have any wall space in the art room, so maybe downstairs or something, or maybe I'll finish it and gift it to somebody. I'm not sure yet, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I can definitely say that I highly recommend these to anybody that enjoys paint by numbers or color by numbers, or just a meditative experience where you don't really have to have much skill. I found it very easy to do, and I assume that since I kind of am a painter, that even somebody that doesn't paint quite a bit would find it easy to do as well. They definitely gave more than enough paint. I could probably paint this picture again for the most part. And then the brushes, I did want to touch up on that too, because I said that I would probably use my own because I wasn't a huge fan of these. This is the one that I used for pretty much the whole painting. I did try to use these. So like we showed before, they do have the 3 sizes of these pointy brush thingers here. So I tried to use this one. I didn't really have a use for the smaller ones because the spaces on this were fairly large. I didn't find that I had much control with these. This one, though, was absolutely amazing. Like I said, I used this for pretty much the whole painting, so I wish that they would include another brush like this, but maybe just like a little bit thinner. Like I know these ones would probably be helpful for like the intermediate paintings because they've got such small spaces, but yeah, I do wish that they included a smaller size of the flat brush. That definitely would have been helpful, but I made do, and I have to say that I wasn't trying to be too much of a perfectionist with this, so I did make a few mistakes. As you saw on camera, they were very easy to fix. And I found that even the slightest mistakes and stuff that I can pick up with my eyes, you can't really see on camera or from a distance. So I like that you don't have to be too perfect, and it still turns out absolutely amazing and something that you could be proud of. So yeah, I've got nothing but good things to say. I think I actually might get another one of these in the future. There's a few of the other beginners ones that I kind of have my eyes on, so yeah. So definitely extremely happy with this, and I would definitely recommend. And again, all the links you guys need will be in the description. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I definitely did. And before I ramble on anymore, I think I'm going to say goodbye. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments, and I will try and get to those and answer them as soon as possible. Alright guys, as always, take care and see you in the next one. Bye!